I'm Bex, I'm doing a Toys tirade.
Hey, what's up? As you come to YouTube and now you found me. I'm KenzieKaos.
Hi, I'm Jade and I'm going to talk about what I celebrate over the festive season.
Hello, I'm Chris.
Hello everyone, it's Abba/DSM and I'm doing another Toys Tirades, of course. I mean, you're watching a Toys Tirade, why else would I be here?
Hello guys and girls and welcome to another Toys Tirades.
Christmas! Christmas! I'm a bit of a Scrooge, really. I don't really like Christmas. I think it's overrated.
I am pagan, so I believe in celebrating winter solstice and Yule. But unfortunately for me, a lot of my friends and family, in fact most of my friends and family, celebrate Christmas. Not religiously, but they celebrate it as Christmas. So for the most part, I celebrate alongside them. But for me, the traditions have a little bit of a different meaning.
Totally celebrate Christmas. Yes, 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 yes. The hat, Christmas, Christmas. I am I'm basically Elf. I'm basically the elf from the film Elf.
Christmas. We do kind of celebrate it. I'm can be considered Christian, although my beliefs are fundamentally across many religions. So yeah, on the whole, we do celebrate the Christmas and the Christmas period because, well, let's face it, who doesn't love presents?
Do I celebrate Christmas? Well, I do. But these days it's a little bit less exciting due to I've had to start celebrating Christmas on a different day with my son because I'm separated with his mum.
Do you celebrate Christmas? I always have. I've grown up with it. I'm not religious, personally, but I do like an excuse to eat more food and the notion of being liked enough that people spend money on me. So, yeah, I do celebrate Christmas. I don't think I celebrate anything apart from, like, I don't know, getting likes on Instagram. God, I'm so millennial.
You see behind you there, decked with spray painted red pine cones. For me as a pagan, that's about bringing in greenery and life from outside to protect it through the coldest months and to welcome back greenery into the world when the days start to get a little bit longer.
I love Christmas so much and definitely celebrate it.
But I think the commercialization of Christmas is overrated. So, yeah, that's why I think of Christmas. Yeah, I do celebrate Christmas. Like, I say Merry Christmas to people, but it's more like a, when you say goodbye to someone, you go, oh, have fun. It's like a throwaway comment, but it's like that time of year, so you just have to say Merry Christmas because that's what people do in September onwards.
I know for a lot of people, the Christmas tree is just a symbol of Christmas, of commercialism, but for me it really means something, even if I can only afford a dinky little plastic tree and some copper tinsel.
Traditions. One is every year I buy a posh decoration for the Christmas tree. I think they're a bit silly.
I don't know if this counts as a tradition, but me and my dad have to be the one to put the Christmas tree up and decorate it. My mum never has any part in that, that's always me and my dad.
We don't really have any family traditions apart from every day on Christmas morning at some ungodly hour we get up at early o'clock and we go to my nan's and we say hello and open presents there and do the hellos and I drink all her coffee and we get annoyed at people's ignorance and make a giant mess of wrapping paper because it's me that goes, my little sister, her kids, my other little sister, my brother, his kids, and it's a small house full of too many people making noise. But everyone's happy, so there's that.
A lot of Christmas traditions that people talked about I didn't do. Or like, it wasn't like I had a deprived Christmas, like, you know, we had the stockings, we'd get up at about like 8 or so as kids, and we still do. We'd go downstairs, we'd open our stockings, we'd have breakfast and just wake up with some tea or some coffee, and then we'd open presents and we'd try to go in a circle, so like we would make sure that everybody had like equal time in the spotlight and things, because I grew up with 3 brothers, and obviously like both my parents and sometimes my granddad or aunts and uncles might be there or something, and we'd have presents from them too. So I have a large family, so we tried to make sure that everybody was like accommodated to, and it was really good. I've always liked sitting around opening presents. I mean, I like presents anyway.
At the moment, I tend to try and visit over Christmas because I don't actually live with most of my family anymore, like in Peyton. So I just try and do that, but I wouldn't say that's a tradition. I'd say that's just trying to be a good human being and not being like antisocial over Christmas.
I either have a Chinese takeaway with either friends or family, depending on who I'm with, obviously, on Christmas Eve.
Traditions for me come from my family. Actually, one or two of them you can see just up here. Excuse me, filming on my phone. This is the Christmas cake that my dad made, and in the Quality Street tin is actually my mum and dad's homemade mince pies. This is something my parents have been doing ever since I was little. They have a very set recipe, and even though I'm not living at home anymore, they met up with me last weekend to exchange presents, and there was the compulsory food goodies in the bag as well. It just wouldn't feel like the holiday season for me without those little things. And again, for me, this is very much tapping into my pagan beliefs, because in the coldest, darkest time of the year, for me, it's about coming together with friends and family to share food, to share gifts, to look after each other when times are at their most rough for a lot of people.
But it's just nice, everyone sat there in their pyjamas and you see their faces light up when they get something really cool, and then they have to smile awkwardly at the camera, because my mum was one of those people, and probably still is, who insists on taking pictures of everyone as they're holding up this new football shirt that they got or whatever. It's quite amusing.
And these days there's more of a tradition since my mum died. I go to my sister, who lives next door. I go to her house for Christmas dinner, and I play with her kids and we drink. I drink a beer because I don't like wine.
We always go out to the pub on Christmas Eve and come home early so that Santa can come and drop the presents off. My parents always have to go downstairs first on Christmas Day to check if Santa's come. I'm not allowed to go down. I'm not allowed to start opening presents without my parents. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the traditions that we have.
I do sort of look forward to it a little bit, but I kind of am like, I'm kind of glad when everything goes back to normal, because everybody goes a bit mental. Like, because people have such a like you meet some people and they go, I hate Christmas. And you meet some people and they're like, love Christmas.
I really do look forward to the holiday season. I love seeing the Christmas lights, and I love seeing people being kind to each other and being generous. That's what the holiday season is really all about for me.
Well, it kind of varies from year to year. I mean, the past few years have been amazing. They've been fantastic Christmases. But this year, for some reason, I've just not felt it at all.
Do I look forward to it? Yeah, no, I do. But like, I don't really start feeling the Christmas hype these days until like Christmas Eve. I mean, I think maybe that's just the adult in me. I remember being a kid and being like physically unable to sleep on Christmas Eve because I was just so excited.
Totally love Christmas, like 100% love Christmas. But, and you know, I look forward to it all year. I'm like, it's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas. Like, since like the 15th of December, I've been counting down like 10 days, 9 days, 8 days, 7 days. You know, I've been so excited for Christmas. And even in November, like, my best friend's birthday's on the 25th of November, but as soon as it's the 26th, I'm like, it's Christmas, yes!
Do I look forward to this time of year? Really don't, because frankly, the stress of buying presents, and I don't mind buying people gifts. What I do mind is not having the money to get decent gifts. Like, I don't want to be the person that buys everyone a 50p box of chocolates because we can't afford anything else. This time of year, everyone chases you for money because they want it sorted before the new year. So we're not even opening post, you're leaving stuff all over the house, like sorting out a list of people to pay, people to talk to, borrowing money from this person, that person, getting food in, trying to sort out, you know, which friends you gotta meet, when, have you got the money to do it. I mean, today we've got 2 coffee dates, so yeah, it's a giant ball of aggravated stress.
But there we go, people don't cope with Christmas too well, for whatever reason, because of who might not be there or whatever. Alcohol. I don't normally drink, but you know, it's Christmas.
At the same time, I am glad it's all over because the lead up is always so stressful. Like, the person who's hosting like the Christmas party is like cleaning frantically. Like, my mother's doing that right now because my uncle's coming down for Christmas, and so she's like running all over the house, cleaning frantically. Everyone's trying to wrap presents, everyone's trying to buy presents, everyone's just generally like freaking out a little bit. So I am kind of glad when it's all over because it's like, it's just, oh, relax.
At the same time, once it's all over, you know, in a way you're kind of sad because you're like, oh dang it, I've opened all my presents now, all the hype's gone and all the food's been eaten, but there is definitely a sense of relief because you're like, cool, I don't have to worry about spending excessive amounts of money for another year, not really.
But when it's over, you know my favourite time of year? January the 10th, when it's all done.
So when I see things on Facebook about present competitions, people saying like, oh, I got this many presents, I got this much spent on me, I've spent £500 on my kids and you've only spent 200 on yours. I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Because all you're doing is spending money. If you can't spend quality time with your family over Christmas, over the holidays, then they don't really have anything worth having, in my opinion.
I've seen people who boast about how many presents that they get their kids and stuff, and it's like, if you went through a level of hardship and, you know, if it's made clear that you worked really hard to get your presents for your kids or for somebody, then sure, you're allowed to celebrate it, but there are definitely those people who, like, really like to rub it in. Like, they're like, oh, well, look how much money I spent. Like, it's not about that. I mean, sure, it's definitely a nice feeling being able to say that you went to great lengths to get a present for somebody, whether that's money or whether it was time or something thoughtful or handmade or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's not a competition.
I don't like this, oh, I gave my kid a super duper 2000 super soaker when you only gave them like a handball pistol. Really? It's not about the presents. Or it shouldn't be about the presents. It is, really, now because it's all commercialised, but it shouldn't be about the presents. And it shouldn't be about boosting because, you know, like to a little kid, you know, like, it's the same old thing. Like, if you buy a kid a present, they want to play with the box. The box costs nothing. The present in it probably costs like £100 or something stupid, and the kid wants to play with the box. What does that tell you about what kids actually want and need?
Something else I hate about this time of year? The bloody posts on Facebook and everyone's acting so do-good and pious, like, it's not about what you get, it's who you get it with, and it's like, it's not about the gifts under the tree, it's who's sitting around it. First of all, no one's gonna fit around my tree, it's in the bloody corner, it's small. Secondly, no one really thinks like that. Okay, that's a generalization, maybe some people do, but for the most part, people like presents. If you say you don't, then you're a bloody liar, because frankly, who doesn't like getting something for free? Sure, giving is great. I love giving because I love seeing how happy they are when I've got them that perfect thing.
That pisses me off. Because it's, to be fair, Christmas is basically, it's a commercialised holiday because it was meant, like, in the religious sense, Christmas is to celebrate, you know, the birth of Jesus and, you know, a time to come together and celebrate and rejoice and show that you love the people around you. But now it's become this big thing where you have to buy presents for people and you have to, like, be competitive over who got the best presents and who spent the most money on a present, which is totally wrong. I saw something about a mother who bought her kids like 90 presents each, and you know, it's fine if you want to spoil your kids, you do that, but she then shouldn't put that like on Facebook and be like, oh my god, I bought my kids like 370 presents between them.
On the flip side of that, I did read a post today which was a mother who doesn't give her 3-year-old daughter any presents, and any presents that they receive from friends or family or neighbours get donated to children who are needier. Now, as lovely as that is, I do think that that is also a little bit harsh on the poor 3-year-old girl who doesn't get any Christmas presents. So it is, you know, that generosity needs to be accepted. If somebody wants to give you a gift, then you should accept it graciously, and if you want to give people gifts, then that should come from a place of kindness and not a place of, look how much money I can spend.
That doesn't mean I don't like getting something back, and that's not me saying I only give to receive, but it is me saying you can't have someone give you something and then be, why did you do that? I hate gifts. As if. No, I like gifts, and a lot of other people, if they're truly honest with themselves, do too.
Personally, I think, unfortunately, due to the current nature of Christmas and the accessibility of social media, you know, the whole people what I've got is inevitable thing. What's going to happen, for better or worse? Which is a bit pants, but hey ho. The do-good type posts, it's about the same, to be fair. Because these can be taken in wrong light as a smug way of saying like I'm better than you, but then if it's genuine, it's all pretty cool.
A lot of the time, the people who see that post, they're just gonna think you're an arrogant ass if that's the way that you come across, and they're not gonna feel what you're feeling. Even if you're really excited, they're not gonna feel that. They're just gonna go, oh, they bought a present. That's a big deal. It doesn't involve them. Why would they care? I probably wouldn't care. I don't think it needs to be a competition. I don't think people should be judged. Like, for example, you could buy somebody lots of little presents from various shops and whatnot, or you could buy your kid an iPhone. You know, even if the kid just gets the one present, which is the iPhone, kid's probably still going to appreciate it. It doesn't always have to come down to money. I think it's about the thought that goes into it, and if the kid really wants a present, they could get that one present they want and not give a fuck about the rest. I mean, realistically, probably not, because kids like presents. I like presents.
They need a roof over their head, food in their belly, and to be loved. That is what children need. So get over yourselves.
Spent like £1,500 on all the kids. I was like, so what? I've spent a tenner on each of my friends and my parents. Because some people can't afford to spend loads of money on their, you know, on their presents. So yeah, if you want to put on Facebook what you got for Christmas, great, but don't brag about it. Don't be like, I got an iPhone 65 million S and I'm better than you because I got that. Be like, you know what, I got an iPhone, I'm really happy with it thanks to who got me that present. What did you all get for Christmas? You know, there's a fine line between being happy and showing off about what you got and bragging and being a bitch about what you got.
Some of us don't like that many people, and others of us, they like people, but they can't see them anymore because they're dead or 3,000 miles away, or I don't know, with their boyfriends, girlfriends, partners, families. So sure, you can be satisfied with who's around the tree, but most of us aren't gonna be, are we? Because we're all missing someone. So those posts, I hate them.
On the other hand, there are those posts that are like, it's not about the presents under the tree, it's about the people around it. Which is great, but do you have kids? Because you can try and teach your kids that all they want, or you want, but kids are materialistic, and it's fine. We raise them to be materialistic. A lot of us are. And I'm not saying that your kids will only appreciate the presents, but they're definitely gonna look forward to it, let's be honest. That's why a lot of kids like Christmas.
Sorry, it's New Year, not Christmas anymore. Okay.
New Year's, on the other hand, for me, has never really been a big deal. My dad stopped drinking about 16 years ago, so all the traditions associated with New Year, as far as I'm aware, are big kind of heavy drinking, go out partying, and that's just never something that's appealed to me. From the age that I was old enough to drink, I was aware of what drinking did to my dad and how ill it made him, so it's just never really bothered me. Again, what I tend to do on New Year is spend that time with friends, having fun. I will have a few drinks, but I've never got shit-faced.
Yes, I do. Because it's my birthday, New Year's Day. I tend to celebrate that on New Year's Eve due to the laziness on my part. So I don't actually have to invite anybody out because they're already out. And then I tend to die on New Year's Day. Yeah.
I do celebrate New Year. I like the idea of opening up the year with some kind of celebration. I don't really go out for it. I've been out for it a couple of times. I actually spent New Year in America once, which was really cool, but also kind of weird. Like, I wouldn't do it all the time.
Spend it with Toya sometimes and stuff, if I can. But, I don't know. I'd quite like to just sleep through it, but I really like sleep, so.
Well, everyone has kind of like a New Year's Eve party, and so we go over to that sometimes, but we don't really do much. We used to go to our uncle's on New Year's Day, but now we don't. We don't really do a lot. It's kind of just recovering from Christmas.
I despise New Year's. It's these days, It's just an excuse for everyone to get as drunk as they absolutely utterly can for no reason, make a damn mess, and then not turn up for work the next day.
Years ago, I was introduced to a lady called Tiffany Macedo Dime. I'm hoping that Toya will tag Tiffany in this. And she introduced me to a concept called New Year's Lifelines instead of New Year's resolutions. So rather than promising I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week, you make a lifeline which is something that you feel you need more of in your life. So I need more activity in my life, for example, and from that place of this lifeline, you then make changes rather than putting demands on yourself, which is what a lot of New Year's resolutions are, that I will do this and I will do that, and it can be very strict.
I do celebrate New Year. I've always liked the idea of celebrating New Year just because it's a bit of fun. I don't really drink much. I maybe have like 1 or 2 drinks, but I don't go out clubbing or partying or anything. I'm incredibly exciting like that.
If you're going out drinking, you've basically started the new year in a complete drunken stupor, and starting as you mean to go on, it's cool if you're 17, but anything more than that,
It's always good to make an effort to be a better person. I think making specific resolutions sometimes can be setting yourself up to fail. I think, you know, if you make resolutions and they work for you, then they work for you, but I think that sometimes if you go, well, if you're a person who smokes and you go, I'm gonna quit smoking in the new year, it's like, well, you know, by August you're still there and you go, yeah, I made this New Year's resolution like 8 months ago and I'm not doing too well with it. Instead of like, on New Year's you just go, do you know what, I'd just like to be a better person.
I'm okay with you wanting to change and make yourself a better person. I like that. And sometimes, I know people say you can do it at any point, but sometimes people need that deadline to say, right, I'm gonna do it from then. Sometimes people need that, and I'm okay with that. I do it myself, I think.
Well, if you're wanting to change aspects of your life, then wait till New Year's Day isn't always the best idea. For example, I wanted a complete career change in my life, so I started university in September.
I don't really make resolutions. Like, I always make some resolutions like get fit or do revision for school and stuff like that, but I never do them. So I've just kind of given up on my resolutions, and just like, if there's something that I do in the year that I'm proud of, then I'll be like, yeah, that's great, but I don't like resolve to do anything, because I think if you make yourself feel like you have to do something, then you don't want to do it.
The example for me, my lifeline last year was to do with exploring different things and applying them to my own life, and through that I have tried so many new things and new experiences that I never would have had the courage to do before, just because my lifeline stayed with me. You know, up until just a few weeks ago I was still trying out new cuisines. My partner took me out for Bangladeshi food, which I'd never tried before. It was fantastic.
Make a bit more of an effort really, not necessarily focus on specific tasks unless you're like that kind of person that it works for, but then I guess if those kind of things work for you, you could say them any time of the year and you'd just be perfect anyway, wouldn't you?
I do make resolutions, but they're very... I put the loose in resolutions, you know, like I don't... I don't follow them, I don't adhere to them very strictly, to be honest, at all. I probably won't make resolutions really until, I don't know, the day before, because I usually have an idea, like a game plan, like this is what I want to do in this year, but I don't have like a set list. Most of the stuff that I would set as resolutions are things I would want to do in my daily life anyway, regardless of what year it is and what time of year it is.
As for whether or not I make resolutions, I do. But they're usually things like get out of debt, master 5 languages, get out of debt, drink a little less coffee so I can get out of debt, and I don't know, basically just be nicer. I actually have a list on Facebook of all the stuff that I want to do next year, but I've completely forgotten it.
I make a couple resolutions for my YouTube channel because it keeps me focused, I think. Like, you know, YouTube and photography, they're a thing I know that I'll do and that will be sticking with me for, well, at the very least, the duration of next year. So it's nice to have something to focus on, so I try and pour my focus into that and use that to better myself.
I think I wanna do better with my YouTube vids. we'll see. I want to be better at editing, and I want to learn how to use Audition.
Like, I used to put myself on a schedule to make videos. I used to have to do it every Sunday. I used to have to upload every Sunday, and it got to the point where I didn't enjoy making YouTube videos because I was on this schedule and I felt like I had to do it. So now I just upload when I have a good video idea, when I have the time, and you know, when I feel like uploading, which is much better, and I'm making better quality videos, I think, maybe.
I do have a very cliched one. I do want to stop smoking. I will eventually do it.
New Year's resolutions can work for some people, but for me the lifeline has worked the past 2 years.
Work on my mental health, remember to take my meds, see my friends more often, be more social, leave the house more.
I don't know, have a good one. Hopefully this ugly mug won't give you nightmares. Happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Cheers.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Now that I've rambled on and said a few things, Merry Christmas! Yeah. Bye!
Thanks a million for watching, everybody. I have been DSM, and you have been watching TOYA'S Tirades, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you very much for listening. Let me know if you want to join in any other tirades, and I shall see you in the next video.
Unlike some people who argue and bicker about, you know, is it Christmas, is it Yule, is it Hanukkah, for me it doesn't matter. You know, everybody at this time of year is celebrating something, and I think that makes the world a better place.
I hope you guys have, or had, a Merry Christmas. I don't know when this is coming out. And if this comes out before New Year, I hope you have a great New Year, or I hope you had a great New Year. I mean, you can watch it after, it's great. That's the great thing about YouTube, it's almost timeless.